Sure.
Hi everyone, good morning and good evening to everyone. Thanks for joining today's Salesforce Einstein. Formally, we can call it as Tableau CRM training. Our trainer is Avinash Nair. He will take over for today's demo and for the training process. Yeah. Okay, Avinash, okay, please go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Kishore, for the handover. Yeah, so as I was saying, we can have a quick introduction. Like, just wanted to know how much idea you have about Salesforce Tableau CRM, or you're completely new to Salesforce, or something like that. So yeah,
Hello,
yeah. Hi,
am I
Pooja.
audible? Yeah, hi.
Yes, I can hear you.
So my name is Pooja and I'm working in Capgemini and I have been working on Tableau desktop from last 3.5 years and now my project requirement is Tableau CRM. That's why I have joined this certification classes.
Okay, fine. Thanks, Pooja.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thanks.
next person, Suresh.
Yeah, I'm new to Salesforce, Tableau CRM actually. Um, I'm a data analyst and I want to explore this Tableau CRM for career growth.
Amazing. Okay, fine, Suresh. Yeah, I think another person is written Vara Prasad over here. So yeah, Vara Prasad.
Yeah, good morning, sir. This is Varaprasad. I'm working in an edtech company. I'm new to Salesforce and I have no idea about Tableau CRM. So I want to know more about this.
Okay, great. Okay, so one thing what I understood, whoever has attended this session, you all are completely new to Salesforce. Fine. So that's completely fine. Basically, the way this training will go about, of course, today is just the demo session. So I will definitely ensure that you understand everything from scratch. But yeah, just a basic start point. A little bit of knowledge about Salesforce will be helpful before you attend this session. When I say a bit of knowledge, basically, like in Salesforce you have the objects and relationships. Fine. So basically, what are those things? It will be great if you can invest a bit of time over there. Okay. Other than that, you don't need to have any prerequisite knowledge of Salesforce. Everything will be walked through. And also I will provide a bit guidance when we start. Definitely, since you all are new, I will actually give you some materials, like to walk through what is Salesforce all about, and what are the different objects and relationships which we have. That is a little bit important. Fine. Okay. So let us start this demo session. So I am sharing my screen. You all can see my screen, right? Just give a confirmation if you can see my screen.
Yes, you can see.
Okay, fine. So basically, for your Salesforce Tableau CRM, which is formerly known as Salesforce Einstein, there's a particular link where you need to create. So basically, these are simple credentials which you have to give: your first name, last name, give your personal email address, at least for this session which you are attending. Give your personal email address. Fine. Role, company, country. Okay. So you can just give this thing. This is nothing but just to create your free Salesforce Tableau CRM org. So as I was saying, in Salesforce there's a lot of things, like we have Salesforce admin, Salesforce development. Fine. So like for Salesforce development, there's a specific org. Now this is basically a different org which you will be having, so that you can practice Einstein Analytics. Like you can create a free demo org for yourself, okay, for practicing Salesforce Tableau CRM, formerly known as Einstein Analytics. Fine. So I am just sharing this link to you. Okay. So this is the link, and you can just have those credentials. Okay. Okay, I think another person joined, Saujanya, I guess. So Saujanya, like you can also just tell a bit about yourself.
Sure.
Yeah. Yes, Saujanya, you can go ahead. You're on mute, Saujanya.
Yeah, but I didn't hear you.
Yeah, I was saying, basically we were having just a quick introduction. I just wanted to know a bit about yourself. When I say a bit about yourself, like, how much you know about Salesforce Tableau CRM, or you're completely new to this or not. That's what.
Okay. So I am completely new to this. I just want to know from the scratch. I don't have an idea about anything. So I just went through a video which was posted by svtechsoft yesterday. So I have joined to take a demo.
Okay, so you are completely new to Salesforce also, right? You don't have any idea about
Yes.
what Salesforce is all about. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
Sure. Thanks a lot. Okay, so I just gave a link, okay, where you can create your
Mm-hmm.
free Salesforce Tableau CRM. Okay, and
Okay.
yeah, right now we are starting with the demo session.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
this is where it will, yeah, this is where it will, you will be able to create your free org. Okay, and the thing is that once you create that org, basically you're going to land up to this page. So since everybody is completely new to Salesforce, so this is what Salesforce is all about. Okay, so this is the page where you are going to land up. Fine. So as I was talking about, like before attending session, a bit of knowledge about the objects and its relationship will be helpful. For example, when you land up over here, if you go to object manager, there are few standard objects which are really essential. For example, you have this account. Okay, so this is, or let me just, so this is known as the app launcher. Okay, so the 9 dots which you see over here, that is known as the app launcher of Salesforce. So here you have something, let's say if you open the sales app. Okay, so once you open the sales app, you are going to find this particular section. This is the section. So this is known as lightning. Okay, so this is known as the Salesforce lightning mode. Okay, now there's something called as classic mode as well. So what is Salesforce lighting as Salesforce classic? Salesforce lighting is basically, the new, what to say, the new visuals which has been created, like this is commonly used right now. Fine. So this is the new UI. Okay, I think specifically you can call it as the new UI which is there. So earlier there used to be something called a Salesforce Classic. The only difference is that, both are having different UIs, nothing else. For example, if I switch over here, so you get a completely different UI. Okay, which is a little bit old. Fine. And here also you can analyze and do the stuffs, but yeah, this is the new one, lightning experience. Okay, new UI which we use. So before ending the session, what is exactly Salesforce about, and what are the different objects which we have? For example, if you go to accounts, okay, if you click on new, uh, these are the fields which you all having. Okay, so for example, when you have this star button, it means a compulsory field which you fill up. Okay, so account is like, mainly we give the organization name. So since you all are new to Salesforce, just wanted to inform you about this. Like usually when we go for account object, we usually give the organization name, like from whichever organization it's being mapped. So Salesforce, in a very short term, because this demo is all about Salesforce Tableau CRM, but yeah, since you all are new to Salesforce, just wanted to tell you, it's basically nothing but a database. Like, just like you have different kind of spreadsheets and all to store information, this is also a database, fine, where you store information. Okay, and yeah, there are different ways to do it. So for example, for the account object, these are the fields and all which you have, and you can just provide the information which you want to, like your company name. Okay, then we have something called as the opportunities. So for example, if I hover over here, opportunities, so here also if you click on new. Okay, so opportunities, mainly we give the organization as well as the customer name. Okay, so that is the thing about, like organization. Fine. So organization plus the candidate's name, usually in that way we give the information. Like you can see, you can give the, the organization plus the candidate's name, plus you can give over here the account name which you have created. Fine. So these are a few fields which you have. As you can see here, you have something called as the close date, which is compulsory. Okay, the stage, as if you hover over, you will get it's required. Fine. So there are different stages, like before converting, an opportunity. Okay, there are different stages which it goes through. Okay, so those are the things which you can go about. So we begin with the leads. So leads are nothing but, your potential customer which we have. So like, just that's how a business works, right? Like we always have a potential customer who becomes our regular customer. Okay, so what we do. So if you click, for example, new over here, and there's a particular customer which you just fill out their name. Like when I say potential customer, it's just that they have started what to say, be in contact with you, but they haven't exactly started purchasing. Fine. So just like you can give the name, company, whatever leads you have. Okay, we maintain the information over here. So what's the lead source? So how we kind of got that lead, like either through web, through phone inquiry, through partner referral, others. Okay, there are different ways we can get it. Fine. And what is the lead status? Basically, did we contacted that lead, or is it like working, like they have started utilizing the website, or whether we have converted them. By conversion I mean, we have converted them from potential customer to uh, customers itself. Okay, or we have failed to convert them. So there are different fields which we put up. So you can search on Google, like the main standard objects of Salesforce and the relationship. You will get a bit of idea, but I just wanted to walk you through this from my part as well. Then you have something called as a context as well, which is the standard object. So here also we mainly give the candidate's name. So just like in account we have the organization name, opportunity is more like the organization plus the candidate's name. Here we basically give the candidate's name. Okay, you can give the account name over there, whichever you want to store. Okay, for example, I will just walk you through one demo. Okay, just I will create one record for you. Fine. So for example, let's say my organization is svtechsoft. Okay, this is my organization, svtechsoft. So I can skip the other ones. Fine. And if I click on just save, so just an organization got created. Okay, an account got created, which is svtechsoft. So if you hover over here, you will see this record which is there. Okay, svtechsoft. Fine. So here I have provided the details. If you go to detail section, this is the account name. Okay, and if you want, you can provide the other sections. Fine. But yeah, for now I have just put this one. Now let's say I want to create a contact over here. Okay, let's say one of the contacts which I have right now is Pooja. So I will just give a name. Okay, or let me just give it as a last name. Fine. So let me just give it as a last name Pooja, and here I will give the account name, which is nothing but svtechsoft. Basically this is the organization from which she belongs to, and I'm given her name over here. Fine. And then I can click on save. Okay, so contact got created. So as you can see, basically we have the organization name under which a contact got created. Similarly, you can create many such contacts. Fine. Now there's something called as opportunities. So for example, here, as I was saying, usually as a thumb rule, we give the organization plus customer name. But yeah, you can give any other way as well. So you can just search on Google what it is all about and how to go about it. Okay, so here, for example, if I give svtechsoft, okay, let's say I give Pooja. So basically that's the opportunity. Okay, I can give the account name, that is svtechsoft. Okay, and here you have a few fields. As I told you, there are some fields where you will see the red mark. If you don't fill up that and if you save it, it will give an error. Like as you can see, it's an error which is there. It's not necessary you have to fill all the fields, but at least the star mark which is there, that is compulsory to fill up. So here you can give the close date. Let's say for me, I give it as close date, means basically when I close this opportunity, or in future when I'm going to close this opportunity. Okay, whatever transaction I have, when it's going to get closed. So for example, here I give 30th April. Okay, and what stage is in there are different stages. Okay, just study a little bit on Google, like what it is all about. So there are different stages, and based upon the probability. So basically each stage has a different probability of conversion. Like this opportunity which I have, the probability for which it will get converted depends upon the stage. So on different stages we have different probability, and that's how it goes. And finally, we either closed one, which means we successfully converted this opportunity, or we either closed loss, that is we were not able to convert it. Okay, so these are the ways. So for example, I just gave this one and I can click on save. Fine. Now as you can see, like for each as I was saying, for each stage you have different probability. Like for example, here you can see it's 60%. Okay, let's see if I give prospecting, automatically see it gets changed to 10%. Okay, then if I go for closed one, it's like 100%. Okay, so that's the thing. Negotiation review is 90%. So different stages are different probability. So once you select anything over here, this will automatically get mapped for you. Okay, so this is what is the basic thing. This is what is a little bit prerequisite which you need to know. Now once that is done, and anyways, once the session starts, I will definitely walk you through. Okay, it may not be in details because it itself takes a lot of time, but at least I can walk you through so that you can understand, and maybe you can refer a few materials which I will be sharing. Okay, so now in this particular thing, you have this 9 dots. This is known as the app launcher. Okay, since you all are new to Salesforce, just wanted to say this is the app launcher. Okay, so through app launcher, you have something called as Analytics Studio. Fine. Now once you create a developer org, you won't find this analytics studio over there. Okay, so this is just if you create from the org link which I have shared you, you will find this analytics studio. Basically this is a different license which Salesforce provides. Okay, and it won't be there with the common org which you are going to have. It's actually like in real life scenario, basically an organization who is using their org, we have to purchase this. Okay, so yeah, for practice purpose definitely we are using this free demo which Salesforce provide, but basically at the end of the day it's a licensed product which any organization if they want to use have to purchase it. Fine. So if you click over here analytics studio, this is where you are going to land up in. Okay, so this is what Salesforce Tableau CRM is all about. Okay, now one thing, since you all are new, like currently we say it as Salesforce Tableau CRM. Okay, but earlier previously it was known as Salesforce Einstein. So don't get confused, like like to be honest enough, many organizations who or many recruiters who look for candidates, they still refer as Salesforce Einstein Analytics, which is fine. Okay, so currently this is known as Salesforce Tableau CRM because very recently, like last year only, they have acquired Tableau. Sorry, not last year, 2 years back they have acquired Tableau, and that's why the name got changed. But otherwise, the functionality is more or less same. Of course, you always add some few new features once you acquire something. But yeah, just wanted to clear that out or call that out that it's known as Salesforce Tableau CRM, but earlier it was known as Salesforce Einstein. So don't get confused. Like when somebody is saying Salesforce Einstein, is basically the same thing. Okay. So once you land up over here, this is your Salesforce Tableau CRM page, analytics page. Okay. So here, this is the analytics studio where you have landed up. So since you all are new, there are many ways to land up. So you can click on App Launcher and you can do it. Or there's another way, like if you just duplicate this tab. Okay. So sometimes you may not be having the analytics studio as well, depending upon the permissions that which you have. So for that reason, if you want to land up, you can do another thing. Like in the URL, you can remove everything from here from Lightning, and you can just simply write analytics. Okay. So once you write analytics, you are going to land up in the same page, okay, which I showed you. Fine. And there's another thing. There's something called as analytics over here. So once you have that all, so basically, these are the tabs in Salesforce. These are basically the tabs which you have. Fine. So once you click on analytics, this is also something you can see on the Salesforce side. Okay. So now this is a, of course, at the end of the day, everything is Salesforce, but this is the main Salesforce which we are having, and this is a separate part of Salesforce, which is Salesforce Analytics Studio. Okay, this is a different part. It has no link actually with Salesforce. When I say no link, basically it doesn't have all the real-time record. For example, here you have created some account, right? For example, I've created this account svtechsoft. Okay, now this is stored in Salesforce, but not necessarily stored in Einstein Analytics. Okay, not Tableau CRM. For getting this over there, there's a separate procedure, okay, which I will be definitely showing you. But yeah, basically here you won't have the real-time data, whatever you create over here, okay, in Salesforce. Fine. So before I walk further, which will be mainly on Tableau CRM, any question up till here? Because you all are new, a few things could be actually confusing as well, I know. So you can just call out if anything you want to clarify before we move further. Okay, fine. I take the silence as a no then. So here,
Yeah, one question. Yeah.
sure.
So the account and the opportunity, the leads that you've created, right? So is it a one-time activity that we will do, or is it a regular activities in real time? Like we'll have to create these manually, or it is going to be a bulk upload that we need to do?
Yeah, that's a good question. See, I have done manually, of course, okay, but there are different ways. Fine. So basically, there's something called as data loader, okay, or through Workbench. There are different external applications, okay, so through which you can upload bulk of data. And one more thing, actually, through Salesforce development also. So one thing, there's something called as developer console which you have. So this is just a manual thing which we did, but yeah, if you have something to do in bulk, there are different ways. You can either go for Workbench or data loader. Now that won't be a part of this particular session for sure, but yeah, you can just Google and search it out, like how we can upload bulk of data. Okay, but yeah, that can be done if you want to upload. And also like depending upon, like, you have this development developer console where you do development. Okay, so in Salesforce you can actually also upload bulk of data through coding as well. So there are different methods to upload bulk of data. Fine.
Okay, thank you.
I hope you got it. Yeah, sure. Okay, just search it on Google, like how we can upload, a bulk of data using Workbench, or using data loader. Just follow that step. It's pretty simple. I definitely won't be delivering that in this particular like Tableau CRM session which you attend, but yeah, I can help you out if needed. Okay, if you are not able to follow any steps, fine. Okay, fine. Coming back to Salesforce Tableau CRM. So this is where you basically get to see the data. So at the end of the day, just like in an Excel sheet you prepare data, right? So what happens in an Excel sheet, you prepare data and you go for different filtration, you see how it goes about. Now in Excel, in spreadsheet, it becomes a bit boring, especially you have a lot of columns, let's say 20 to 30 columns, and you have a lot of rows, let's say 100 or millions of rows. At that particular time it becomes very difficult to view those, what to say, view the analyze the data basically. Okay, the analysis of data becomes a bit difficult at that stage. Like for example, if you analyze this one only, the account which I created, okay, although I haven't filled all the information, but in an Excel sheet, like if you fill all this information, it will be very time consuming, and like there you will not get a proper visual feel. Okay, for example, the account name, the account number, type, industry, ratings, phone, website, all these things, if you fill up in an Excel sheet, you have filled it up, which is fine, but let's say there are 100 of rows which has been filled up. Now viewing that, okay, becomes difficult. Like you are doing some filtration and you are doing some testing, it doesn't give you a proper look and feel. What happens in Salesforce Tableau CRM, at the end of the day, it's all about visualizing the data itself. Okay, to visualize that data, here it gives you a better look and feel. For example, if I walk you through some things, like let's say this dashboard. Okay, a simple example, this is a dashboard which is built up, fine. So in your Excel sheet you might be having some type, okay, some industry. 1 minute, it got hanged. Okay, uh, yeah, for example, let's say in your Excel sheet, if you have something called as type, billing, country, vertical, and you want to check like what are the different uh, types which you have and all. Okay, now for that you have to do filtration, you have to check out, isn't it, on the Excel sheet? But if you do it over here, like you can just simply go for type, and you can go for billing country, and you can just check it out, like what are the billing country which is present in all the records which you have. Basically this is an account records. So in my accounts, whatever records I have, right, so I want to see what are my billing countries, and other fields, I can easily check it over here. Okay, so vertical is nothing but the industry. So what are the different industry which I have, if I want to check that? So basically here, whatever industry I have, like as you can see when I click over here, there was a field called industry, right? So there's a field called industry. Okay, so based upon that, if I want to like check what will be the different industry which I am having, I can view it over here. And also I can view the average of amount. As you can see here, you have the average of amount, right? So how so basically depending upon the total records which you have, I want to check their average of amount or sum of amount, whatever you want to check, that is something you can check over here. So at the end of the day, it's all about building dashboards so that it gives you a better look and feel. Okay, so for example, let me just open one of the dashboard maybe. So this dashboard I build up using a Trailhead actually. Okay, so Trailhead is nothing but it basically Salesforce provides you free resources, fine, from where you can learn each and every topic of Salesforce. So through Salesforce Trailhead, this was something I built up. Now as you can see, let's say if I go for close lost. Okay, now if I select close lost, I can see these are the information which I'm getting, like the stage. This is the stage of opportunity. Okay, close loss which I already shown you. So in close loss, how much industry I have, the industry which is having this closed lost, and what is the sum of amount for those industry. For example, here you can see, right, it's like close to 17 million for technology. So those industry which are having their stage as closed lost, the sum of amount of them is 17 million. Okay, for education is 15 million, for healthcare is 14. Okay, now let's say if I change to closed one. So in closed one, I will get this. What are the sum of amount I am having for energy, whose stage is closed lost, a closed one. Fine, sorry. Huh? So similarly, then for need analysis, what are the ones? Okay, like there's nothing. Oh, sorry. Okay, this means both are selected. So let's say if I deselect this one. So this is particularly giving you for need analysis. Fine. So for need analysis, these are the records which I'm having. Okay. Similarly, the amount by op. So basically, these are nothing but my opportunity names. Okay. So here, whatever you see, opportunity for Bennett, opportunity for this, these are all the opportunity names. So for each opportunity, what is the amount? What are the amount which they are having? So basically, in your opportunities, you have something called as amount over here. Okay. So if you go over here, you had a section called amount. Here you can see, okay, here basically we input the amount. Fine. So what are the amount those opportunities are generating for us? Those are something we can see over here. Okay. And let's say if I want to see further details, let's say I want to see it as a table, in a table format. Okay. So here these are the name of the opportunity and these are the name of the account, and you know what are their rep name, and you know the amount which they are generating. Okay, these are all are the things which you can see. Then you know there's something called as product. Fine. So as a prerequisite, as I told you, just study this simple standard objects like account, contact, opportunity, product, opportunity, line item, and what's the relationship between them. Fine. Like you know, one to many, many to one. All these things are a little bit important for you to understand. Okay. So this is what the dashboard is about. And let's say there's a specific account which I want to see. Okay. For example, let's say for the account name, let me select about. I have a few different accounts over here. Let's say I selected this two, and if I click on apply, so I don't see anything, which means yeah, I see the products, but I don't see other things, which means for this two accounts, I don't have much to view. Let's say if I select a few, let's say if I select the first 10, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I selected the first 10 accounts, and now I see something. I see the result. So basically, for all these accounts which I have selected, for them, basically, what is the amount I'm generating? Basically, they all are coming from media. Okay, so all are basically from this media, and I'm generating this amount. Fine. And I can see over here, like you know, for example, here if you see Allison 992, this is the opportunity which is generating me this much amount. Okay, so I think this is the opportunity which is only having this industry. Let me select this. Okay, let me select this Allison. You will then understand. So let me yeah, let me deselect all and let me select Alice. Yeah, this one. Okay, now if I click on apply, you see the same result. Okay, the result didn't get changed. Basically, this is the account which is having this industry, and you know this is the amount which they are generating. Okay, and if you want, you can check it in your Salesforce as well. So if I search for this Allison 992, let me just check this. So this is the search bar of Salesforce. You can search any record which you want to. Allison. Okay, let me see Allison. Okay, there are too many records. Maybe I won't be able to search. 1 minute. Allison 992. Okay, I guess I'm not taking from my local org. I guess Allison, I don't see that. Yeah, I guess I'm not taking from here. I'm taking from some other source. That's why I'm not able to see. But yeah, basically, you know, any accounts which you want to see, like you can always check out over here as well. Or let me do one thing. Sorry, I was viewing recently viewed. Let me check over here all accounts. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I think here I will get it. Yeah, this is the account. Okay, yeah, sorry, actually this is the filter, so basically whenever you're going into any objects, okay, so yeah, because you all are new, just wanted to call this out. Here this is the list view which you have. Okay, so here I was not able to see it because you know I was viewing the recently viewed, which means you know like probably very recently I had created that account myself, or you know I had edited some account myself. So those comes under recently viewed. And then you have something called as my accounts, you know, like the accounts which are created by me, all accounts. So basically I was searching in the wrong list. I was searching recently viewed, but yeah, once I go to all accounts, and here I can see that. Okay, Allison. So if you search in the type box, this one, search list over here, Allison, you're going to get it. Okay, so this is the one. So now if I open this and if I go to my details section, you can see. Okay, so this is the industry. Fine, this is the industry media, and that is what we see over here as well. Okay, this is the industry which is there. And what are the opportunities which I have? So for this one, like if you go to related, you will see, yeah, this is the opportunity. Okay, opportunity for Alvarez. So that is something I'm able to see over here as well. Okay, and what is the opportunity amount? So now, for example, if I here it's already mentioned. Okay, the opportunity amount. So for accounts, what are the opportunities which I'm having? All these things I can view over here in the dashboard. So the whole purpose is to build a dashboard which makes the work easier. So whoever is there in the high level management, right, if you provide them some Excel sheet, it will become very boring for them, isn't it? Like they have to search out, you have to dig through. Okay, that becomes very much boring. But through dashboard, it becomes interesting. Like you have many features, like you can provide the filters at the top. Okay, then you can provide some toggles, and whatever the select, they are going to get a complete picture, like what exactly are my opportunities, amount. Fine, all those things they can view easily. It gives them a good look and feel. And anything which provides better visualization, that is always preferred. At least nowadays, you don't prefer anything which is like usually textual or something. Okay, or which doesn't provide you a good view, especially for somebody who is there the management level team. They definitely don't want to scroll through spreadsheet and check the information and everything. So for them, they always want some better look and view. So that's what it's all about. It's basically nothing but provides the data in a proper manner, in a proper visual uh, it gives you a proper visuals, okay, about data. And whatever filtration and all you do, you kind of get it. So I think somebody from here is already know about Tableau, so I think they can relate to it. I think Pooja knows it, so she will be able to relate to it. It's all about that itself. Fine. So any question up till here, because you all are new, so I hope up till here it's clear, like what is Salesforce Tableau CRM on a high level. This is the thing actually. Okay, we will definitely walk through a bit deeper as well, like what are the subparts which we are having. But at the end of the day, this is what Salesforce Tableau CRM in a very simple uh, way, this is it's all about. Okay, anything you didn't understand, or anything which went out of your head or over your head, like you can definitely call it out, because I know you all are new.
So Avinash, can we call it
Yeah, yeah.
reporting tool or an analytics tool or ETL tool? I
Yes,
mean,
yes,
if
yes,
you
yes, whatever
want to
whatever
call
you.
it out in 1 2 words.
Yeah, it's an ETL tool actually. Okay, fine. So you can say it as an ETL tool only, like extract, transform, load. So that's what this tool is all about. You are completely right. Fine. You can call it everything, like whatever you
Oh,
mentioned. It's a reporting tool. Okay, ETL tool, analytics tool. Yeah, everything comes over here. So this is very. That's why this is very much in demand
uh,
nowadays. So everything you get it over here. Okay. Yeah.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
And we
Anything
majorly
else you were
use
saying?
this for the we majorly use this for Salesforce sources or for external sources. I mean, how majorly it is used.
See, it's there in Salesforce. Like as I showed you, basically this is acquired by Salesforce. So in Salesforce only you will be able to view it. But yeah, as far as pulling the data is concerned, which I'll be walking you through. For example, here I have pulled all the data from Salesforce, right? But yeah, it's not necessary that you want to see data from Salesforce. Like there could be some organization which is using some other external data. So let's say SAP, they are using SAP, or SAP HANA, or some other things. From there also you can pull data. I will be showing you very shortly. But yeah, as far as pulling the data is concerned, which is nothing but extracting the data, right? The first word of ETL, extract. Extracting is something you can do from Salesforce as well as from any other external sources as well. Okay.
Okay, got it, Avinash. Thank you.
Yeah. But as far as loading is concerned, it will be done in Salesforce only. Like this is the Salesforce where we are loading the data. Okay. About Salesforce Tableau CRM. Yeah. But that's why you have that first on Salesforce. Okay. Anybody else? Any further question? Okay, fine. So I hope you all got a clarity, like why you want to learn this in a very simple term. I wanted to ensure, without making it very complicated, because you all are new. So I didn't want to make it complicated at all. Fine. Like if somebody would have had a bit of idea, I would have definitely walked you through a bit more about the demo. But in a very realistic and simple manner, I just wanted to tell you why why you need to learn Salesforce WCM, what to expect. This is the basic thing, huh? Whatever information one gets to see on the Excel spreadsheet, if you want to have a better look and feel, we go for this. For example, in Salesforce, these are nothing but your information. These are the information only which you are storing at the end of the day. If you see, okay, like the account name, ratings, all these things are information. But to have a better view, we go for that one. Fine. Like see, in the accounts, if I go to all accounts, I have so many. Fine. Like if I convert this into Excel sheet, you will get so many things, right? Or maybe I can try it out right now itself. 1 minute. Yeah. Let's say if I go to this developer console, okay. So in developer console, let's say I want to extract all the information of account. Okay, let me just do that. Yeah. So one thing I just wanted to call it out because you all are new. Every Salesforce record has a unique ID. So at the end of the day, what's the uniqueness of each record? Okay, that is something we decide by ID. Okay, in Salesforce, for all the objects, you will have a specific ID. Fine. For all the records which you create, there will be a specific ID. For example, here, if you see, if I click on this about 358, right? Here you see there's an 18-digit ID which you see at the top. Okay. Now, if I go for the next one, like closely observe over here, at last you have something like OMR double AH, right? Now, if I go for the next account, okay, let's say svtech, which I just created. Here, if you see, these are different. ONI2 double A0. This is completely different compared to the other one. Let's see if I click on Acme. See, it is different. 008 double AH. It's different from the ones which I opened earlier. So these are nothing but your ID. Okay, this thing at the top which you see, this is nothing but your ID, which suggests the uniqueness of the record. So any record, whether account, opportunity, you will have a different ID. A few digits will match. It's not that the complete 18 digit will be different. Definitely there will be some similarity in the first few digits depending upon the objects and all, but overall it will be different. Okay, the 18 digit will be different because it will be unique. Cool. So that's what ID is about. And let me just select a few things from here. Sorry about that. Okay, let me just quickly select. Okay, now if you see over here, this is nothing but an Excel kind of a sheet only. Okay, which I basically I'm just querying a few records of from account. Now see, there are total of 1044. Okay, now from 1044, okay, basically let's say if I want to check, like, give me some information, just try to take this as an Excel sheet. Of course this is not an Excel sheet, but let's imagine, okay, this is an Excel sheet. So here I'm getting all the name, okay, the billing city, billing state, billing country, industry, right? Now let's say the upper management team wants to filter a few things. Okay, I think I can't do the filter over here. Okay, yeah, I can't do the filter, but let's say on the Excel you can anytime do it, right? So they have to filter it out like engineering, and then they will get to see what are the account name which I'm having, or from which city they are belonging, from which state they are belonging. Okay, let's say I want to see, give me the name of those accounts which are coming from USA. Then after doing the filtration, I will be able to see it, right? But it becomes boring. Okay, it becomes boring for them. So to get that better visuals, we go for the Salesforce WCM, and we can build a dashboard. We can build the dashboard of account, and there we can actually view properly. We can give a better visuals for them. Cool. So this is what it's all about in a very simple term. Fine. So whatever data you have, which in a normal traditional format, if you want to filter and view some things, it, at least in today's world, it is relatively very boring, especially when the technology is so much advanced, right? So that is what the Salesforce WCM comes into picture. Okay. Okay, going further, basically here now there's a few of the technical terms which I will just walk you through quickly, not much because you all are new, so just wanted to make you understand this basic concepts only. But yeah, drilling down further, here you have a lot of things. You have something called as apps. It is nothing but it acts like a folder. Fine. So whatever information you have, you want to store it in certain folders. Okay, so this is what app is all about basically. I have a lot of dashboards, as you can see over here. Okay, but those dashboards can be for some specific reasons, right? So for that, we store in some apps, just like in your normal computer, right? You have certain information, let's say regarding your organization. Let's say there's a project which you're working, there could be some personal information which you're having. You always store it in different folders, right? That's how we go about. We have something called C drive, D drive. Okay, different folders, we maintain different files. This is what it is all about in Salesforce Tableau CRM as well. We have this dashboard, we have the data set, we have the lenses, but there could be a specific folder where we want them to store. Okay, for example, like this is the third session of svtech of Einstein Analytics. I mean third batch, not session, third batch. So every time I kind of whatever things I like go through, I always store it in this app, demo app. So in demo app svtech, like whatever I take in the sessions, okay, I always store it over here. Fine. So this is my app, and I can have some personal. So basically, by default you have two apps. So when you open your Salesforce Tableau CRM by using that URL after creating your credentials, you will get two apps for sure, which is your private app and shared app. Okay, now other than that, you can always create app. So here you have that create button, you can create your own app, and wherever you want to store your dashboard data set in something, you can always do that. So app is nothing but a folder, huh? Dashboard, I've already walked you through what it is all about. Okay, so if you want to create some new dashboard, you always click on this create dashboard, and you can go for create blank dashboard. Okay, so dashboard, I think it's understandable. Now stories is something a bit related to Einstein discovery. Okay, so basically not only Einstein Analytics helps you to visualize data, it also analyzes the data for you. Okay, that's why I told you, somebody was asking what this tool is about. It's everything. Okay, it also helps you to analyze, like where performance could have been a bit better. Okay, when a few factors could have been changed, a few KPIs could have been changed, where the performance could have been better. Those are the things which comes under stories. Okay, lenses is nothing but basically there are few information which you want to view. Let's say I got a data set and I want to always check the industry or the billing state or billing country. So always you can save it as a lens. It's not that you have to go to data set and always start it from the scratch. You can save it as a lens. Okay, I will just walk you through what is all about in simple term right now. So data set is nothing but at the end of the day, somebody was saying ETL, right? Extract is nothing like from the connect you're extracting data, right? Now transformation you have to do, basically depending upon the requirement you do the transformation. Now when it comes to loading, right, when you are loading the data, that loading of data finally takes place in the data set. Okay, dashboard is nothing but a combination of all the data set, and data set is where you get your final output. Okay, till now, any doubt? Maybe a few things called stories and lens may not be clear. I do know. Definitely, it will get clear once you attend the session. You will get better clarity. For example, let me open this lens. Huh? So this lens is nothing but it's actually a data set. Let's see if it is opens or not. Yeah, as you can see, when I open this lens, I get this information. Fine. At the end of the day, this is the data set. As I told you, when it comes to loading, the load part happens in the data set. Now on the data set, I want to see the count of rows and I want to see certain other information like name, billing state, phone type. Okay, all this information I see in the group by sections. Okay, so this is automatically saved as a lens. So what I mean to say is basically, like now if I open a data set, right, let's say external Salesforce account, let me just open that. Huh? So that external Salesforce account, I have to first open the data set. What happened? Sorry, I typed, it's a typo mistakes, external, yeah, this one. So now to replicate this, I have to again start from scratch. Okay, let me close a few data set. Yeah, for example, count of rows, the name, billing state. Now this is your data set. Basically in this data set you get to see how many records which you have. Fine. Now to arrange this one, I have to again go for count of rows, name, billing state. I can do that. So I go for count of rows, then I search for name. Okay, then I search for, let's say, billing state. Okay, so in this way I can create the same lens which I created over here as well. Okay, now this is in table format. You can just switch to table. Okay, this is the table format which you have. You can always switch to table. Fine. So in this way I can get it, what I got over here. So through data set you can always drill down further to what exact information you need. Fine. For example, in this data set I need to see my name, billing state, phone and type. Now that information ultimately you can save it as a lens, so that you don't have to again open a data set from scratch and get this group by itself. Okay, that is what lens is all about. Okay, already a saved data set where you have certain classification which is already done earlier, and if you want to view it later, you can always open that. That is what lens is all about in very simple terms. Fine. Any question up till here? Please feel free to ask any question. You all are new, and there could be many things which might go over your head, but I'm trying my level best to simplify it as much as possible. Okay, so anything you didn't understand or anything you want me to clarify till now? Okay, fine. Now one question somebody was asking, like whether we can only extract data from Salesforce. So there's something called as data manager. Now just wanted to show you how you land up into over here. So you have this analytics studio, right? From analytics studio you can click on this icon. Okay, this is a gear icon. So in this gear icon you see something called as data manager. Okay, so data manager is basically where your extraction and transformation take place. Fine, in a very simple term, this is where it takes place. So here you have something called as the connect. Okay, so somebody was asking whether I can pull data only from Salesforce. So here when it's coming SFTC local, this is nothing but all the data. These are the objects which you see. These are all the objects which you have in your local Salesforce org. When I say local Salesforce org, it means the org where your Einstein Analytics is present. Fine. Also, you can load data from an external Salesforce org, which means like this is the one. So this is my external Salesforce org. Okay, this is the Salesforce org which I'm having. This is an external Salesforce org. When I say external, over here you will not get to see. Okay, you will not get to see analytics. For example, even if recording starts again, if somebody has any question or okay, it started. Okay, so let us continue now. So you can pull in data from your external source as well. This is where you will get it. So in the connect, that first term in ETL you have that extract, right? This is where you extract things. Okay, so you extract the data. It can be from Salesforce or any other external org. Now once that is done, fine. So let's say this one, from here I have pulled in this opportunity. Okay, from my other Salesforce I have pulled in the opportunity. You can select the fields. So as I told you, in Salesforce you have the fields, right? You can select the different fields which you want to pull in, and you can always apply for a filter also. So this is very critical. Like in any organization, when you're pulling data from any external system, right, you always go for filtration. You don't want all your records to come in one place. You always go for filtration as well, which is necessary. So that is something you can do it over here. Okay, this is known as a data sync filter, where you can exactly pull all the records which is required to get pulled in, because at the end of the day there could be security concerns, isn't it, when you are pulling anything from an external source. So that is something where you can do filter as well. It's not that you have to pull all the records from there. Depending upon whatever records are needed, you can always have some filtration. Okay, let's say there could be some IDs, where they're giving an external which they want to see on Tableau CRM, Salesforce Tableau CRM. Then if they want those things to pull in, you can always go for the filter over here, and you can see these are all the fields which you have. Okay, so this is the thing. This is the connect. Like this, from here only you get to pull data from your external Salesforce org or any other org which I have showed you. It's just that you have to give the credentials. Okay, nothing else. It's so basically when the session starts, I will be showing you exactly like for external Salesforce how you can do it. Fine, but for others also it's simple. You just have to give the credentials. Like for AWS there could be some username, password, some access key. These are something I don't know definitely. These are external system, but whoever are working on AWS, they will be having this. They definitely know what are this information and all. Okay, so it's relatively simple at the end of the day. Whichever data system, whichever database you connect to, whether AWS or external Salesforce or Heroku or anything, you just have to provide certain credentials, and after that you will be able to extract the data. Okay, but yeah, I will be showing you about the external Salesforce, how that can be done. Fine. Now once this is done, basically this is the extract part. Okay, now once this is done, we go for transformation. Okay, one thing, now this I showed you to connect data from your external, but let's say there's a CSV file which you have. Now let's say there's a CSV file which you are having an Excel sheet. Now that if you want to upload that, also something you can do as a data set. Like if you create that, you get this option of CSV, right? So basically if you have any spreadsheet which you want to upload, this is the way to go about. But let's say if you are extracting data from any other external servers or database, then we go for that connect. Okay, so either way we can do it. Fine. This is the CSV. If you have any CSV, you can upload from here. Fine. Now once that is done, the next part is transform, right? Now transformation, let me close all this tab. Now there are different ways to transform. Now this is the data flow. Okay, the data flow and recipe is nothing other tools which helps you to transform the data. Fine. So you can always create any data flow. Like this is the way to create data flow. You can name the data flow, and I have a few data flow open. So this is where the transformation happens. Fine. For example, here if you see, these are all the nodes which you are having. Okay, we will walk through in details once our session starts, but on a high level, just understand like this is where the transformation happens. You have been able to pull the data. Okay, for example, in this SFTC digest node, which is nothing but it shows you the data which is pulled in. For example, here I have pulled in the opportunity. So the opportunity which I have taken from external Salesforce, that is something I pulled in over here. Now here I need to do certain transformation. Let's say, okay, let's say if I want to create some new derived fields. When I say derived fields, it means some fields which are created in Einstein Analytics. There is something called a source field, which is like, you are directly getting the fields from a particular source. It could be your CSV file, it could be your external systems. Okay, but there could be some additional fields which you want to add. Okay, and which will be only there in Salesforce Tableau CRM. That you can do through this compute expression. So these are all the derived fields, okay, which I've created over here, for example. So these are all the nodes which you have. Okay, so this is like SFTC digest. So SFTC digest is mainly used, like whenever you're pulling the records from external system, right? uh, so for that you have to go for whenever you're pulling records from your local org. When I say local Salesforce org, it means the org where you're having the Einstein Analytics. Fine. That time you go for SFTC digest. Fine. So SFTC digest is nothing but whatever information you have in your local Salesforce org. Okay, like for here, this is my local org. Once you create the org, this is my local org, right? So in the local org, whatever records you see, right, for the opportunities, like if I go for all opportunities, whatever records you see in the all opportunity section, that is something I can pull in through this node, which is nothing but SFTC digest. Okay, now there is something called as digest node. Digest node is nothing but whatever external information which you have, like the records which you're getting from external system. I showed you on the connect, right? Like how you can take data from AWS, from SAP HANA, Oracle, all those information. If you want to pull in, you go for this one. You have the connection name. So basically, when you okay, let me show you. Basically, in your connect tab, whenever you are pulling the data from any source, you always give a name. Okay, like this is the connection name which I've given, external Salesforce. Okay, now once that is done, we can pull in those records. For example, here if I type external Salesforce, I can pull whatever object I want. Like these are the two objects, I can pull the objects and fields. So remember, digest node is like whenever you want to pull information or records from your external system. Fine. So SFTC digest is pulling from your local system, and digest is when you want to pull from your external system. It could be either external Salesforce or any other org database. Now HMart is like I showed you, like you can also load data through CSV file. If you want to pull those CSV file, we go for this HMart part. Okay. Now similarly, you have different nodes like append is like, let's say if you want to combine data, let's say you are, you pulled in some data from SAP, you pulled in some data from Oracle, you pulled in some data from Google BigQuery, from external Salesforce. Now at the end of the day, if you want to combine all those, we go for the append node. It's basically more like, adding all those data. It's more like an add join. It's adding all the data. Then we have something called as augment node. Augment node is like, there are specific, like I was walking you through, right, about the account opportunities. Okay, now let's say for one particular account, I want to check all the opportunities which are there. Fine. Or for one particular opportunity, I want to see the accounts which is there. Okay, so for viewing those information, we go for augment node. Fine. And similarly, there are a lot of nodes. Basically, we will walk through in details. You have the filter node. So filtration is something you did on the data sync. Here also you can do. Okay, so these are all the nodes which you have, and at the end of the day, there's something called as register node. Register node is nothing but helps you to create the data set. This is something you have to do. Like whichever data flow I open, if you observe properly, I have something called as register node at the last. Okay, basically it writes the data for you. Okay, so basically whatever data you have created till now, it needs to be written somewhere, right? So that written part is done in the register node. Once I do the register node, those data for example, here I have done so much transformation, right? I have taken the opportunity, I've added some fields, and once I'm registering it, right, and once I run the data flow, I will get to see it as a data set. Now if I go to my Analytics Studio and if I just search for that, now if I open it, so here for example I have created so many fields. If you see, for example, role name, current date, if I want to see those, okay, this hasn't been queried for a while. Okay, let me try to open this once again. Maybe sometimes, like some data set, if you don't open for a long time, you get this error already. Yeah, now it opened. So whenever you like don't open some data set for a long time, you always get that query, this hasn't been queried for a while. Okay, but anyways, coming back over here, there was a few fields which I created. For example, role name. Okay, so that role name, if I want to see, I can see it over here. So definitely other fields which are there, if I want to see, I can view it over here. Let's say if I want to view something called stage sorted. Okay, let me just delete this, and if I want to view something called stage sorted, then I can view it over here. So this is the ultimate part, data set, where we can view all those information. Fine, whatever transformation we have done, this is like the loading. We talk about ETL, right? This is the loading section where we do. Okay, now once this is done, all this information we can collect in the dashboard. So at the end of the dashboard is nothing but a combination of all the data set. Okay, in very simplistic term, like if you go for this create dashboard, fine, at the end of the day, whatever data set I have, like data set is somewhere where I'm storing all the information, right? Once I extract and load, now those information we can do it on the dashboard. So in the dashboard, whenever you select anything, okay, whether it's chart, whether it's filter, whether it's table, you always get this option of selecting a data set. That is compulsory. Okay, so now once I click this, let's say, and whatever information I want to see, let's say if I want to see stage sorted, okay, if I want to see that, then I can just click on done and I can view it over here. Okay, let's say if you want to bring certain filters, okay, for filters also you have to select the data set. For example, I selected over here, okay, and let's say I selected stage, fine. If I click on create, now this is your stage, okay, and now you can view it. Like this is a very this is why you need to learn, actually. Just wanted to show you to get a better visualization. Like if I select stage, okay, let me click on preview. If I select stage, and let's say if I select some value, let's say close one, if I click on apply, you see this got changed. If it would have been on Excel sheet, it would have taken a hell lot of a time for the upper management who want to view. Okay, a very simple example I'm giving you. Okay, like let's say if I select prospecting, okay, and if I click on apply, you see this is the prospecting. I get to see what is the count of rows. And if I would have selected, like let's say sum of amount, like again if I go over here and let's say if I want to see the sum of amount, okay, sum of amount, I can view it over here. Fine. So now if I click preview and let's say I selected a stage, let's say I selected needs analysis, I click on apply, you can see this is the sum of amount. Again, there are different ways we can go. So ultimately, I hope you understood dashboard is all about combination of data set which you have. Like data set is somewhere where you write all the transformation after the extraction transformation done, and this gives you all the necessary information about those data sets. Okay, you combine and whatever, depending upon the requirement from the upper management, however you want to design, you can design the dashboard. Okay, and help them to view the information. Like wherever they feel some information are critical and they want to dig deep down, that is something they can do on the dashboard side. Okay, anything you so I think we can stop up till here. Basically this is what Salesforce Tableau CRM is all about. So going deep further, you have a lot of things to learn. Like there are a lot of permission set. Okay, what exactly is the permission set which is required, how much permission is there, and what are the different access which you need. Fine. Then basically how we connect. I will be showing you one example about the connect and how that is done. So basically, as I was told you in the beginning of the session, in the Salesforce Tableau CRM, you don't get data in real time. So to get the data, so you have to do certain things, right? Basically, once you connect it, you have to run those connect. Fine. So all those data, how you extract, because it doesn't give real time data, like from here, from SFTC local, whatever I want to extract the recent records, I have to click on run now. So once that is done, then how kind of transformation you can do depending upon the requirement. What are the different transformation, what are the different tools which you have. Like for example, here in this particular data flow, we see all these tools, right? So what are the different tools, what are its purpose, the compute expression, compute relative, okay, dimension to measure, all these tools, when it can be used, the application of this, that is something will be explained. Then you have something called recipe, just like data flow where you can do the transformation. You have something called as recipe as well. This is the recipe actually. Okay, so in recipe, what are the different nodes which we have, what are the function of those, all these things you're going to study in details. Then this is all about the transformation part, like how different kind of transformation you can do. And once you kind of view it on the data set, fine, at the end of the day, the loading part which is done. Now on the data set also, what are the different ways you can view? For example, let me open this one. Yeah. uh, so basically, let me open a data set. I think and data set is open already. Okay, let me click on explore from here. So in a data set, fine, this is one way, like you can view in chart mode. You can also view in different table modes, like you can view as a values table. So once you get a value table, you will get the different values which you have. Okay, then you can view it as a compared table, like the tables, like different information which you want to see in table format, let's say. Okay, like this one you can see either in chart mode or you can see in table format as well. Fine, both ways it works. Okay, then there are different exploration. Then there are different, for example, let's say if I start from scratch. Okay, let's say if I want to view as a okay, it got 1 minute. Okay, let me open another data set maybe. Now these are called conversational query. Let's say if you don't want to manually go for the pass, like let's say if you don't want to manually select the stage and all. Okay, if you don't want to do that, you can go for conversation queries, like you can type something called a stage over here. Okay, so let's say if you want to check the stage only, so if you just click on stage, you get to see this. There are different ways you can do. Now let's say if you want to do certain filtration on your data set, let's say you want to see for stage equal to closed one. Let me go for this. Let's say I want to see stage closed one. So what are the different data which I have on the data layers on this side? Okay, on this loading side, I can view that. So once I do that, I will be able to see. Let's say now instead of stage, I want to see something called as let's say what to say. Let's say opportunity type. Okay, so these are my opportunity type for this particular stage closed one. These are my opportunity types which I have. Fine. So there are different kind of things which we do. Then there's something called as advanced SQL. So basically whatever things I'm doing manually, right, on the back end, basically on Tableau CRM on the back end, this is the way it's working out. Now there are certain things, let's say if you want to combine two data set and you want to view some specific information, those kind of things which are not possible to do manually, at that time you have to go for advanced SQL. This is where a bit of programming comes into picture. So this is where a little bit of programming. See, Einstein is all about Tableau CRM is all about point and click for sure. Okay, major part will hold that, but yeah, 1 or 2 session we have to walk through about advanced SQL, where I'll be showing you like how you can combine or group or join different kind of data set and you can view the data. It will be more about advanced SQL and all. Fine. And then there's something called as Einstein discovery, like the stories which you get. I'll walk into the basic part, like how to create the stories and all, how to create the models and all. Fine. So this is what it is all about. So I think this is what I have to say. Since you all are complete beginners, I think just knowing this is enough. I won't like to confuse you all, but yeah, I hope on a high level you got it, like what thing you one can expect. Okay, so I just showed you practically like what are the things you will be expecting, what are the things you'll be learning, and what's the purpose of it. Fine. So any question up till now?
Yeah, hi. Hi. Hello.
Yeah, hi Pooja.
Yeah. So whatever you explain is like pretty much clear. It was a good question.
Huh.
Yeah. So I have a
I
doubt.
haven't explained anything, Pooja, to be honest enough. I have just
Yeah.
showed you like what is Tableau CRM and what are the I mean what you can expect,
Yes.
why you are learning it, and what are the sub parts. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I haven't yeah, sure.
Yeah. I have a doubt about waterfall chart. So can I ask it now?
Waterfall chart, yeah, sure.
Yeah. So like if we create a waterfall chart,
Let me do that. Waterfall chart. Where is it?
if it is a stacked one, that is also.
This one, yeah, waterfall chart. Okay.
So in this, the like the nature of chart is the stepped one, right? Yeah.
Sorry,
The
nature of chart. Hmm.
steps are created, right?
Huh,
So
huh.
in if that green step, which is called new business, Yeah. So can I bring it down to 0?
No. See, this is the count of rows. Okay, means you are saying you want to bring the 337 to 0, right?
No, not like this is like exciting business that is starting from like 0 from y-axis.
Uh-huh.
It is
Uh-huh.
like 0. So can I bring down this green one also 0?
Waterfall chart actually holds a different purpose. Okay, so uh, basically I think this is where, you know, what to say, the reference is starting, I guess. Okay, like this is a particular format which you have. Fine. To answer your question, like I at this point I don't know if that can be brought to 0, but there are different formattings which we have. To be honest enough, like, you know, like as you can see over here, right? There are different formatting which we have. Fine.
Yeah.
So let's say if you want the starting to something. Okay, this is the color, by the way. I need to
Yeah.
walk through the formatting once. Basically, what I
Yeah.
mean to say is for each chart you have different formatting. Fine.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, certain things may not be acquired. So I have to check that. Like I see, these are some things I don't know by heart. Like, you know, what are the different kind of formatting which you have for each
Yeah.
chart and all. This you kind of, what to say, you do by trial and error. To be honest enough, like I have
Yeah.
been
Actually,
working
I
till now. I
tried.
do this.
Yeah, I tried everything, but I'm not getting like how to bring down to that specific bar to 0. Like, in
Okay, maybe
Tableau,
then
it
you can.
is possible. Like
Uh,
we can bring
mhm.
down to 0. So I
I
wanted
think
to
here
know
also
how.
you can bring down, but it's just that I have to walk through this particularly a bit, like, you know, where
Yeah,
exactly
you
that can
can
be
take
done.
time. Like it is
Sure.
okay
I
if
will
you
just
tell
check
me.
this. Yeah, maybe if
Yeah,
this is not possible, I will just check it. But yeah, I need to understand. Like, this is something I haven't dig deep
yeah,
down. But yeah, we
yeah,
can check it. Like, you know, if some requirement can become up. But yeah,
yeah,
this is
yeah,
the way to go about, like, specifically, you know, for charts and all.
yeah.
Okay, fine.
Thank you.
There was another chart which you were saying. What was that chart? Another chart
Stack,
you were saying, right?
stack
Stack.
waterfall.
Okay. Okay,
No.
stack was what you did over here. Oh, stack
Hmm?
waterfall. Okay, waterfall only.
Yeah,
In
yeah, yeah,
waterfall, both are waterfall. Okay,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
got it. Yeah, sure. We can check this actually. I think
Yeah.
bars. Yeah, sure. We will check this. Okay, anybody else?
Thank you.
Hmm. Anybody else has any question?
Yeah, Avinash, in this session, uh, I mean, whole session, right? Not just today's. In the training program, will you be covering the real-time project and the basically the real-time work? I mean, this is just using a demo and the org that we create, right? So, is there any way that you can show us how a real-time project looks like?
Yeah, definitely. Actually, basically, I will be showing you one scenario about Sales Cloud. Okay. So basically, Salesforce Sales Cloud is all about, you know, accounts, opportunities, all these things. So I will be showing you one real, I won't say real time project, but a bit of replication, you can say. Based upon my experience, I can show you a bit of replication of how to, you know, deal with a particular scenarios. So yeah, I can walk you through that. One Sales Cloud project, I will walk you through that. Huh?
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay, anybody else? Okay, fine. So I think there's no more questions. So I think we can then close the session. So thanks a lot, everybody, for attending this session. And yeah, I hope I have been able to, you know, explain you in a very simplistic manner what kind of expectation you are going to have for this course. Okay. So yeah, if you're interested, we can catch up from tomorrow. Fine. That's it from my end. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.
Bye.